Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. Tekken 8 launch not too long away from now, and we have the official Tekken 8 launch trailer dropping this morning. Now, admittedly, it's full of some things we have seen before, but there's also some nice little tidbits that are all new and give us some hints at where the story just might be going. Obviously, it's going to lead down to like Kazuya versus Jin. They're going to punch each other in the rain. That's going to be the finale. I think we all know that. But, the things along the way matter, and that's what's really interesting to me. So I figure, hey, let's just break it all down, right? As usual, let's rewind the trailer and start at the start. So the big Coliseum, this is where Kazuya is effectively, I wouldn't say declaring war on the world, but declaring forced martial arts on the world. I want people to sign up for my crazy kick punch tournament, and everyone who fails is gonna get their country destroyed. Which admittedly sounds kind of rough, but do keep in mind, as of the events of Tekken 6, actually a lot of the countries on Earth are already destroyed. So I guess the impact isn't as bad as you would think, I guess? So we can see some shots coming up here that were showed off at the cinematic intro that was debuted at the Tekken World Tour. And we get the cool shot of Victor, we get the cool shot of Reina, but then we cut back to what's potentially going to be my favorite crew here, the Zoo Crew. So Panda, Xiaoyu, Zafina, and Claudio. Last time we saw them, they were doing a little bit of a Scooby-Doo run sequence in another older trailer. And it's an eclectic group here, so Zafina and Claudio deal more with the Azazel part of things, which hopefully will be part of the plot still. We do have the turbocharged Super Devil Kazuya, which maybe comes from the fact that he has inherited Azazel's power. I don't know, that's just spitballing. But still, I hope it shows up, because otherwise, a lot of Tekken 6 was for nothing, right? But, well, we'll see. Especially with Xiaoyu there, the girl who's in love with the man who destroyed the world. Maybe she wasn't watching the news when Tekken 6 happened, I don't know. Like, canonically, I don't even think she's ever really met Jin that much. I don't know, Xiaoyu's an odd duck. So going from there, we get the shot of Jin, and we also get some more shots from the cinematic opening here, as we can see Feng doing his thing, and Brian just beating up people, because that's what Brian does. But we're leading up to the arena here, and I'm a big fan of when the story of a fighting game has an actual tournament in it, and it looks like we're having a proper tournament this time, unlike, say, Tekken 7. And hey, fated rivals, Jin versus Hwoarang. Been a hot minute since, we dealt with these two characters, right? And the one thing notice here, we'll rewind, is Jin, you can see his face, right? He's sort of tapping into the devil power, so I guess he's not confident he can beat Hwoarang on his own strength. For the plot of the game, I'm assuming Jin wins this fight. Now here we cut to some gameplay. I don't think these are necessarily going to be battles that happen directly in the story mode, although it would be cool. I'm not necessarily sure of it though. One thing I like right there, just having one of the chandeliers fall while you're in the middle of the fight, I just think that's actually really, really cool. Big fan of the environment getting torn up as the fight is happening. And then something interesting happens here. So this is not gameplay necessarily. It has to be part of the story, I guess. We see people fighting against some, for lack of a better term, generic fighters. Like, I saw this at first, I'm like, huh, wait a second, oh my god, is that Bruce? And like, no, it's not Bruce, right? Just some generic dude who's got a shaved head, right? But I guess this is to show that the other characters will be having their own tournament battles throughout the course of this game and the story. Like, Lily here is fighting like a budget version of Jackie Bryant. Which actually is kind of cool. Like, more people would enter the tournament than just the characters you would play, you would think. I like little details like that. And then we have this sequence, which is very interesting here. So we see Paul and Law talking here. I'll give Kazuya a nice smack in the face. And you can see that Law is raising Paul's hand. So it looks like they fight each other officially in the tournament, and Paul will be the winner. And the next line gives me so much hope. I know they're not going to follow through on it, but I just hope. Once again here, I mention this every time, Paul used to not be a joke character. Paul used to be, back in the day, the early Tekkens, Kazuya's rival. He's fought Kazuya to a draw before. He's the one who beat Ogre in Tekken 3. I know he didn't beat True Ogre, but regardless, right, he beat Ogre, right? He's a strong character. If they had anyone besides Jin fight Kazuya, that'd be pretty cool. I'm setting myself up for disappointment even mentioning it, but I'm glad at least there's a little mention of the past there. Obviously, something's going to happen with this dynamic, because from the big cinematic opening, we know that they're on opposite sides of the big Kung Fu war battle, right? So very much looks like Law has joined Team Kazuya at some point. So the only mystery is, how do we get from point A to point B here, right? Something happens in between. Now, this isn't just all story bits here, because, this is the launch trailer, so also got to sell the gameplay, even though it's not that much gameplay here, but still. We're going to see here, we have quest mode, which I'm actually very much looking forward to, honestly. Big fan of the Virtua Fighter quest mode, which is very much inspired by. And obviously, we're going to have all sorts of customs and all that kind of stuff, so that's going to look really, really cool. This potentially could be like one of the sleeper hit parts of Tekken 8. Now, the last significant part, as far as the story goes for this trailer, is that we have Super Devil, for lack of a better term, Kazuya show up again, like the super purple version, extra beams, all that kind of stuff. And he shows up in the big army battle. So we've seen him before, but not so much in this sense. We've seen him in the arena of the Colosseum. And we see, obviously, the big purple beam of death kind of doing its thing, casually just tossing aside all these vehicles, all these people, except for Reina. And Reina's there and looking to take the hit here. Now, for her sake, I hope she has a plan in mind. Is she trying to do like the Uncle Iroh, redirection? Is she trying to absorb it? We actually know very little about Reina. The game's out in a few days now at this point, and we know almost nothing about this character, as far as the story goes anyways, right? So who knows what this is all about? I can only say it's probably significant. And that's it for this trailer. So this is the launch trailer. Once again, Tekken 8 out very soon. As of the time of me making this video, it's out in a week and a day. So truly not that long from now. Now, not this trailer, but actually the cinematic trailer is something I would like to go back to for that, because I think it's going to be very plot significant. Something I didn't catch immediately because it's a blink and you miss it thing, but some eagle-eye people caught it, so let's talk about it. In this sequence, which what you would assume would be the final battle here, Kazuya, his left eye, is no longer glowing. It's no longer red, it's just a regular human eye. The crazy left eye has been a defining trait of Kazuya since Tekken 4. And here, it's gone, so perhaps whatever Mojo Jin manages to work out kind of deletes the devil gene out of Kazuya. Speculation to be sure, but one of the defining physical traits of the character is definitely gone here. And if so, maybe Tekken 8 is just the end of the devil gene. Like, you can consider that a whole saga, if you will. That's sort of how, like, say, King of Fighters works, right? We had the Orochi saga, we had the Ness saga, we had the Ash saga, and I guess Tekken 1 through 8 was the Devil Gene saga? I don't know. I'm really invested at this point. I'm actually really interested where it's going to go. Is it going to be stupid? Sure, of course it is, right? That's just how that's got to be. But I think it's going to be the good kind of stupid. That said, though, that's what we have for you at the moment. So a few more story hints before we go into the launch of Tekken 8. And then we'll finally see how it all actually goes up. And then, of course, we actually get to play Tekken 8. And Tekken 8 will be around for years and years and years to come. Harada has already made clear in interviews they plan many years of support for Tekken 8. And, of course, when the time comes, the game's out, check the channel. Info, guides, news, all that kind of stuff, whatever you need. I will do my best to make sure you have the info you need for Tekken 8. And that said, well, I guess we're at the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Tekken.